Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. We've been an accountant, QuickBooks support for a long time. We absolutely love to help people like you who wants to know what's going on with your finances, how's your business doing, so you can set goals and flow and grow and fly high. That's that's what we like to see. Now, in order to do that, the first thing you need to do is to organize your books. So everything needs to be correct so that you can look at the numbers and understand what's going on. We always start with the chart of accounts. Verify if the chart of accounts is correct. If there's duplicate accounts, if there's bank account that is supposed to be an expense and things like that. I've seen all kinds of mistakes in the chart of accounts that creates a big mess, and it really ends up that you cannot get that information and have a clear vision of what's going on with your business. So first thing you got to do is to clean and organize your chart of accounts. Okay. Now the next thing is to make sure that all transactions are categorized correctly. And today we're going to talk about transactions that you can that comes from apps that you cannot integrate with QuickBooks. One example of that is Eventbrite. If you have an events business and you collect ticket money, and then Eventbrite sends you a lump sum, of course they're going to take their share, and sometimes you're paying taxes as well. So how do you account for that? How do you record all that when all you receive is the net sales and you don't have any of the information? So you want to, in this case, you want to log into your Eventbrite account and click in finances, okay? And then you want to verify your payments. When you open payments and open payments detail, it's going to show you the total payment and the fees and what is your bottom line. And how do you recreate here in QuickBooks? You can recreate that by using a sales receipt. That's what we're going to talk about, sales receipt, or sometimes you can just categorize straight from the bank feed. So let's show you without much further ado. Let's go straight to QuickBooks Online. All right, here it is. And what we're going to do is create a sales receipt first for a transaction. We're going to make up some numbers here. And as many of you notice, we are on accountant view. But you can change that by clicking on the top right hand side gear menu. And if you have the business view, you want to see that, so you can switch back and forth. All right, so here we are in banking, left hand side banking. That's where the transactions are flowing through. And instead of a rental, let's say that this is an Eventbrite income. So we're going to record that transaction. We're going to do a plus new here. By the way, I always like to duplicate my page. I can click on the tab, right click on it and duplicate, so I can have different things on different screens. Makes it more efficient. Okay, so here I have my bank feed, and here I'm gonna create my sales receipt. And what's the difference between a sales receipt and invoice? Sales receipt is recording that you already received the money. With the invoice, you have to record the invoice sent to your client to receive the money. Once you receive the money, you have to record the payment unless it's processed through QuickBooks and it generates a payment, or if you have any third-party app integrated into QuickBooks, such as Square or Shopify or anything like that, right? Okay, so this one doesn't integrate, and we're going to create that sales receipt, and I'm going to say that this customer's name is Cool Cars. And I'm going to change the date, say that it happened on the 20th. I'm going to select a service here, create, and this service is taxable, okay? But let's suppose that, okay, it says taxable here, but this is a sample account. It doesn't quite give us the tax, but let's suppose that is 8.5, which is kind of high, but some people pay that much. But let's suppose that it's QuickBooks is going to calculate that incorrectly. Sometimes it's because the sales tax is not set up properly. the county is incorrect or the address is incorrect, you gotta update your address in your QuickBooks and update your sales tax in QuickBooks as well. Okay. All right, so we recorded all the transaction. If you need to change this, if you are on your QuickBooks, you can click on View Taxes and you can override the amount of the taxes to match whatever you actually collect from your customers. That has been many occasions where that happened. That's how you manually do it, okay? All right, so you can change that, and then you can record your sales receipt and always send to undeposited funds. And the importance of sending to undeposited funds is to make sure that all transactions are accounted for. I always say that. Many people disagree, but there is a reason why you send to undeposited funds and not directly to the bank account. And that is because you don't want, number one, you don't want to record transactions that maybe didn't actually get deposited. You want to make sure you've tracked those transactions and everything is accounted for. I had clients that had undeposited funds or had recorded to the bank account. When we sent it back to undeposited funds, found out that that money never got deposited. So what we did, we corrected that. And I had customers that had all kinds of duplication. I created an invoice and payment multiple times and duplicated their sales, and they didn't know because they were sending straight to the bank account and they were not reconciling the account. So once you reconcile the account, you verify all this discrepancy and you know that it doesn't belong to the bank account. You gotta send it to undeposited funds to find out what happened. Now here, after you send to undeposited funds, you're gonna click on the plus new and bank deposit. This is where all the undeposited funds are sitting, waiting for you to record the deposit to the right account. Okay. Okay. So in this case, we would select the QuickBooks, put the right date in here, and make sure that if there is any fees, I'm gonna record right here where it says add funds to this deposit. Okay, let's say that this is Eventbrite. And they're not sponsoring me. I'm just saying they're just an example here. And I do have customers that use them. Okay, so let's say that this is merchant fees. No, we don't. So this is a simple account, so many of you will keep track of your merchant fees under bank charges. That works. And keep in mind that any fees charged is going to be a negative amount. And let's suppose that it was $10, kind of high. And then my bottom line, 65. That's what it hit the bank. So that's what I would be recording, save and close, or save and new to record the remaining. And the next step is to make sure you go into banking and you match that transaction. Of course, like I said, it's a simple account, so we don't have that transaction. We just made it up. But let's suppose if this was a deposit for the right amount, we would look at the date, make sure that this is correct. Sometimes you may want to open up that deposit and make sure that everything is good. So one thing to keep in mind is that some apps such as Square, when they send the transactions, sometimes there is discrepancy on the deposit, such as I had clients that charge a processing fee, and that processing fee was coming through as taxes. So we needed to adjust each time it came through because it was not correctly mapped. Okay, so you got to make sure that is mapped correctly, and sometimes may be aware of that and maybe create another service or product for that processing fee, so it's not going to be sent as a liability for you to pay more taxes than what you're supposed to. Okay, that's for sales tax. So like I said, when you record transaction, you always have to match on this side, and you know how to do that. All right. So another way to record that is to click on the transaction, on the income transaction. And of course, there's going to be more than one thing. So if you want to make sure that it's included, like all the fees and so on and so forth, you can click on split. And then you can say that that is from Cars, or you can say, Eventbrite. There you go. And that we have sales, right? Sales of product. And let's suppose that the sale was $250. And I can put the description. And of course, I'm putting the total sale. And on the line below is where I'm going to record. Then the second line is where I'm gonna record the fees. Okay, bank fees. And this is gonna be a minus 50. And there you go. So usually I do this when I don't have any sales tax, because I want to make sure sales tax are correctly accounted for. And if I have sales tax, we do that sales receipt. If not, it is possible for you just to categorize right from the bank feed and apply and accept. Okay, so you can split it. That goes to expenses as well. So if you have an expense that has multiple, let's suppose divided by multiple customers or whatever, you can do that. You can split that and then categorize it accordingly, right? So let's suppose that you spend $1,200 here, but there's two things. It's one company that provides, let's say, I don't know, Comcast. Just making up. Nobody is sponsoring me today. This is just, oh, if I can spell it. This is just companies that have multiple service. And I'll say one line, I pay everything together, but I want to split between telephone expenses, I'll say telephone expenses $700, and then I have internet. Oh, I don't have internet. No, I don't. Oh, okay, so we're gonna add new expense. You know how to enter an expense or enter a chart of account right from bank feed. That's how you do it. I'm gonna put office general administrative. I'm gonna put internet service. There it is. Save and close. And I can put a description. Don't have to put a customer here, but if you want to put a customer, you can. Let's suppose that you're gonna make it billable to that customer, right? Or you're gonna track that. You can do that. You can also, okay. Yeah. The one thing you cannot do is you can't tag it, because it's dividing in parts. So if you need to tag anything, you want to do it as you want to do it in a sales receipt. You want to create a sales receipt. So let's suppose the remaining $500 in internet fee services, and I want to track those expenses that in that manner. So I'm going to apply and accept, and this way I divided the expense. Part of it goes one way, part of it goes another way. Okay. All right, so hopefully this was useful to you. How to split that expense, how to record transactions with apps that are not integrated with QuickBooks. So different ways to do it. All right, so let me go back here. All right, okay, so if you need any help, any one-on-one, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can hire us to do one-on-one training for your firm, for your employees, and for yourself as well. All right, and in addition to that, if you have any catch-up work, Let's suppose you're really overwhelmed, gotta get this book done, want to hire us to do some catch-up work and then teach you what to do afterwards. We can do that. Or if you want to hire us to do your bookkeeping so you can focus on what to do best and have everything organized at all times, hey, contact us. We can get that taken care as well. Okay, thank you for watching and spending this time with me. I know you had many options to watch different things, to educate yourself, but you chose to be here with me and learn some QuickBooks Online tips to grow your business, understand what's going on with your finances. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, write down below. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with what's going on with QuickBooks Online. And give us a thumbs up. Show us some love. We want to come back next week and see you again. So subscribe to our channel. And until next time, I'll keep on smiling.